What's good, everybody? Chris here again. Chris Goes Outdoors, coming at you today with my Colorado Trail gear list. I'm going full camera setup. It just makes sense. I tried again testing the iPhone out on trail, comparing it direct, like one-to-one shots with the camera GH5 I'm filming on, and the Sigma 18 to 35 with Viltrox Speed Booster, and there's just no comparison. So I'm bringing the camera, whatever. If it's heavy, it's heavy. I'm gonna try to go through everything. It's like 80 something degrees and extremely humid today, so I'm just gonna try to blow through stuff as fast as I can. I'll be carrying 2 Smart Water or Life Water bottles and the Sawyer Micro Squeeze. I will probably also pick up a Gatorade or Powerade bottle with a wide mouth, just so I can make some drinks and stuff with that. Rain jacket, I'm going back to the Frog Togs. I think this is Dry Ducks or something. Weighs like 6 ounces. I've used this before the AT, tried ponchos, the Outdoor Research Helium 2, etc., etc. But I think this will work for out in Colorado, but I guess that remains to be seen. Still got a pack cover. This is the Dutchware pack cover. I think it weighs in at like 2 ounces. I do have a waterproofish bag, but to me, having a pack cover, especially with the electronics, one more added bonus, and it keeps the stuff on the outside of my pack from getting wet too. This is a pair of the Enlightened Equipment Copperfield wind pants. So they only weigh like 1.5 ounces, which is kind of trippy. So taking that mainly as a warmth layer, bugs as well, stuff like that. Taking a bug head net as well. I assume where snow is just starting to melt in Colorado, or is just finishing melting, that the bugs are going to be kind of insane. So I will have this out there with me if that is the case. This thing weighs less than half an ounce, I think. For a bag with the heavier load up, I will be taking the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest 3400. It's worked out pretty well for me on the test I've taken it out in the whites. On this side, I have the Peak Designs clip that I use to attach my camera to. I have a Zpacks shoulder pouch right here. I typically keep my cell phone inside of there. In this pocket, I also usually keep a trowel. I don't have it with me. I've sent that ahead already to Colorado. I keep some Motrin ibuprofen on deck, just in case. A little cloth to clean my lens, and this is a compass with a little thermometer on it. In this pocket here, I usually keep my camera batteries and stuff. And this pocket here, I usually keep some snacks. Food bag, I'm going with the Light AF food bag. Thing's gigantic, so shouldn't have any problem with my food. The Toaks titanium pot, I just did a video on this not too long ago. It's a 600 milliliter pot. Check that out. I think it's called Ultralight Gear, Ultralight Cook Kit, and why I don't change it. Toaks titanium spoon. I have the same cut-off Sawyer bag that I use as a water scoop. I've had this since the AT. I am bringing a bear line. I've heard it's kind of stupid to do in Colorado because it's difficult to find a legit bear bagging tree, but Zpacks slick line from the old Zpacks bear bag kit I had. Right here, this is actually my Zpacks Solplex, and it's inside a Sea to Summit stuff sack just because the Zpacks one tore to shreds after the Appalachian Trail. Looked at other shelters I would be interested in using, but most of them required more than one trekking pole. Some other options I was looking at that didn't, I couldn't get delivered in time for the trail, so I literally didn't even bother. And I know this tent, and I know it works well for me, so we're gonna use it. This right here is essentially my first aid kit. I got a small repair kit, some Leuko tape, some gauze, a couple assorted medicines, cold medicine, some Advil, Imodium, Benadryl, another O-ring for the Sawyer, just in case the O-ring pops out on my water filter. And I keep that all just in this little Cuban stuff sack, just to keep everything tidy, not falling out. I usually keep my toothbrush and toothpaste in here as well. This is a rain skirt. I believe it's the 3F Ultralight brand. Weighs like 2.5 ounces. I don't like rain pants themselves, and I'm hoping this will do, even on exposed ridges where it might be blowing around. Sleeping pad, I went back and forth on. I debated the Nemo Switchback. I don't have enough experience with it, if I'm being honest, to bring it out there on a through hike. It also takes up a ton of space in the bag, so I was putting the actual whole pad in the bag, and I'm trying to take my backpack as a carry-on, so I'm not checking bags, so it just makes sense to stick with the X-Lite. Worked well for me on the AT, I'm not gonna change it. So this is the extra clothing I will be taking, all kept in a Zpacks pillow dry bag. Extra pair of socks, these are the super long ones that I wore on the AT as well. I feel like it'll be good, not so much for tick protection, but for sun protection. I have one extra pair of underwear, and this is typically just for me to change into at night. I have the Ghost Whisperer Mountain Hardwear. This is the hooded one that I had out on the Appalachian Trail. Got the Patagonia Capeline thermal weight leggings. If it happens to get like super cold, layering these with those wind pants will be primo. A pair of fleece gloves, I think they're Mountain Hardwear. I have a fleece hat, and I'm bringing a pillow. 2 pillows, what? So these things, especially if I'm wearing or don't have extra clothing a ton, this thing gets kind of flat, so it'll be nice to have this. This is the Trekology one, but I am expecting the Sea to Summit Arrows ultralight pillow to arrive tomorrow. So if it does, I'll be able to actually take the Sea to Summit, but for now I have the Trekology one in there. So this is a Flume liner bag. I think I bought this from Lightsmith. Sleeping bag, I will be taking this. This is the Nemo Banshee 20. It is a sleeping quilt. You can unzip it completely to unzip like a quilt, or you can cinch up the end, stuff it in, zip up the entire bag to essentially become a sleeping bag. Weighs like 26 ounces. I think it's 850 field power down. Also, more than likely, be taking this. This is the Gossamer Gear Thin Light, the 1/8 inch Thin Light pad. If I do end up taking this, I might not take the rain skirt, because I'm pretty sure I could finagle this to work like a rain skirt, and it also could work as a sleeping pad, could help insulate or protect the bottom of the X-Lite. It's more multi-purpose, so this is more than likely going with me. I'll also have, for extra water storage, one of the Sawyer 64-ounce bags. Trekking pole, I will be taking one, and this is the Cascade Mountain Tech. This is their 3K model. It's woven carbon fiber, supposedly more durable. Full disclosure, they did send me these poles last fall, and I've been using them ever since, and it's been really good. So I'm going to continue using it. Toilet paper, double ply or die. For on-trail clothing, I'll have Patagonia, the baggy shorts. I'm just not exactly sure where they are right now. They're somewhere around. Underwear, ex officio. I picked these up on the Appalachian Trail. They've been spectacular. I got my cool hat, so this will be nice for sun protection in the exposed areas, as I am an extremely pasty boy. I also have Outdoor Research sun gloves, and I'll be wearing the Columbia Silver Ridge shirt that you see me wearing in essentially all of the videos. So I will be taking this right here, which some people might think crazy. Chris, you don't need a backpack for a backpack. I'm using this as my personal item to like hold my camera and stuff while on the plane. It's also technically highly water resistant. It's a nature hike like travel ultralight pack. It's got YKK waterproof zippers and stuff. I will probably actually keep this with me the whole time just to stuff all my electronics in. Tripod, Manfrotto Pixie with an Arca Swiss plate mount. It just lets me easily pop my camera on. So I'll be bringing the Melly too. Melanzana Micro Grid Fleece Hoodie. Don't buy one on eBay. This is a small Cuban fiber stuff sack with 3 camera batteries, and I also keep a very small little plastic case here with 2 SD cards in it. Cuban fiber stuff sack. Use the same one on the Appalachian Trail. It's from Zpacks. It's a roll top bag. Bringing a case for all of my SD cards. I expect to fill a lot of these. I have 2 256 gigabyte cards, 10 128 gigabyte cards, and 8 64 gigabyte cards. And I genuinely expect all of them will be filled by the end of the trail. 2 battery chargers for the GH5, the camera. Unfortunately, you can't charge batteries in the camera, which kind of stinks. I'm bringing 2 because they're relatively light, and if one breaks, I will have literally no way of charging batteries. I'm bringing an extra mic, Editige ETM001 with wind muff. This is essentially last resort, and it's only if I break the mic I'm using right now on the camera, which is the Rode Video Micro. Cables. Lots and lots of cables. Look in the lighter pack, I'll probably have them all down there. Nitecore NU25 headlamp. This thing's been great, rechargeable, extremely lightweight. Or 2 wall chargers. One is an Aki dual port. There's no quick charge of like any sort on this thing, but it works pretty well. It's super tiny, and the little prongs fold down. And I also have this right here, which is a monoprice USB-C charger. And the only reason I'm bringing this is because I believe that one's actually 45 watts. It can charge this right here, which is my RAV Power 20,000 or 20,100 milliamp hour external battery. And this thing is pretty sweet. So you can charge it through USB-C, and at the quick charge with that plug, it supposedly charges in about 3 hours, which is legit for 20,000 milliamp hours. I'll also be bringing the camera I'm filming this on, the Panasonic GH5, the Sigma 18-35 lens with the Viltrox speed booster. Considering a different lens, but I'm 99% going with this Rode Video Micro that I'm recording on as well. I'm considering carrying the data book with me, Colorado Trail data book. In all honesty, probably don't really need it. For shoes, I'll be wearing the Ultra Lone Peak 3.5s. I will be bringing darn tough socks for the socks that I'll be actually hiking in. I consider bringing a poncho, and that's still a possible consideration. I have a poncho tarp, which would be kind of cool to have. I also consider bringing my Gossamer Gear silver umbrella, but unfortunately, it won't fit in my bag with the height restrictions, and it's kind of too late to mail it. So for things that I've already mailed ahead, I mailed ahead my stove, so the BRS stove. I mailed ahead my tent stakes, which are 2 of the MSR groundhogs, 3 of the MSR mini groundhogs, and then 4 titanium shepherd's hook stakes, and those are in a Zpacks Cuban fiber stuff sack. My pole to my tent, so my tent requires 2 poles. I use a trekking pole for one. The back end requires a pole that's 32 inches. And I have a Zpacks carbon fiber super thin pole that has been mailed ahead as well. I also mailed ahead my Deuce of Spades trowel and a whole collection of food and stuff that I'll be bringing out there. So I'll leave a lighter pack down below. It should have everything in there with the weights and stuff. Should be around a 19-pound base weight, and that's with everything with the exception of food and water. I think 19 pounds is good, and I think with the camera gear and stuff, it's gonna be some good stuff. So I decided not to bring the iPad and the little drive that I was thinking of. I'm gonna try to edit some of the videos on trail on my phone, and I think that will work, and then hopefully save like the latter half of the trail to edit when I get back home. By the time you see this, I believe I'll probably be out on the trail, or maybe on my way to the trail. So until next time, the next video should be out in Denver, or on my way to Denver. It's gonna do it. Chris Goes Outdoors. Subscribe if you wanna see more. If not, it's cool too. Bye.